The truth is out there. We are but visitors on this rock, hurtling through time and space at 66,000 miles an hour. Yet we take for granted the simple pleasures of this mortal coil, like repeatedly sticking a piece of sticky tape on your nose when you're alone in your office. At times I almost dream that I'm in a real X-Files episode. Perchance I could come face to face with an intelligent life form from another world, because I ain't finding any intelligent conversation in this game.
Home is where the heart is.
I sit here alone, staring into the abyss. Actually, it makes a change from staring at the walls in an empty warehouse. Moulder and Scully are the key figures in an ongoing government charade, the plot to conceal the truth about the existence of extraterrestrials. It's a global conspiracy, with key players in the highest levels of power, that reaches down into the lives of every man, woman and child on this planet. Me? I'm working on a case about pull tabs. Just need to figure out one important detail to crack the case. What is a pull tab? Anyway, this guy called Skinner just came in and said, sack that off. Moulder and Scully are on a really exciting adventure, probably involving aliens that probe you. He wants me to go to the places they've been and look at their leftover sunflower seeds. Okay then, let's crack on with it. How bad could it be? Not like they made it one of those awful FMV games. The biggest problem with the X-Files video game is that it isn't an X-Files video game. The plot revolves around the search for Moulder and Scully. It's like when they do an A and B plot in a TV show. The A plot is the main story and the B plot is a side story. This was common in shows like Star Trek The Next Generation, where you'd have an A plot where the Enterprise is in some sort of peril, and a B plot where Data is attempting to learn about humour. The B plot isn't enough to sustain your interest as a standalone story. The X-Files games is not enough to sustain your interest as a standalone story. The biggest problem is that without Moulder in particular, there is no supernatural element. Often Moulder would take a seemingly innocuous case because he knew there was something weird going on, and his insight into the paranormal would clash with Scully's desire to find a rational explanation.
Take a good look, Scully.
What am I looking at?
30 loggers working a clear-cutting contract in Washington State.
It appears as if these monkey wrenchers are doing more than just a little mischief-making.
That's what the lumber company and the Federal Forest Service are accusing. They've asked the FBI to investigate. I had to pull a few strings to make sure we got the case.
For an eco-terrorism case? Do I dare ask why?
In 1934, long before anyone even knew what an eco-terrorist was, a WPA crew working that same area vanished without a trace. Not one of those men was ever found or heard from again.
And you suspect what? Bigfoot?
Not likely. That's a lot of flannel to be choking down, even for Bigfoot. Come on, Scully, it'll be a nice trip to the forest.
Craig Wilmore, a divorced guy who doesn't pay his child support, accompanied by Poundland Scully, both treat the case of stolen plutonium as run-of-the-mill.
Come in. This is Assistant Director Skinner.
Agent Wilmore.
Sir?
Two of my agents are missing, Fox Moulder and Dana Scully. I haven't heard from them in 3 days. I'm extremely concerned.
Are they romantically involved?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Where were they last seen?
In my office in D.C., right before they left.
They have to be told in the end that it's nothing to do with Russian smugglers.
This has nothing, I repeat, nothing to do with smuggled Soviet plutonium.
So what is it? UFOs or secret government experiments?
I do admire your cynicism, Agent Wilmore. Too bad it's diluted with such naivete.
So it's really a police procedural, similar to Police Quest. And if you think of it like that, well, it doesn't really work either, thanks to some rather poor design choices. We're given the assignment of finding Moulder and Scully by Skinner, no less. Nice bit of fan service, and at least it gives the veneer of this being an X-Files game. He looks like he doesn't want to be there. Actually, that's sort of his character anyway, so well played. So we have to find all of our gear and head down there to look awkwardly at each other without saying anything, which reveals the first terrible design choice: navigation. Outside of cutscenes, the game is first person, but sometimes clicking left does a 90-degree turn, and sometimes it does a 180-degree turn. Sometimes you can walk forward, sometimes you can't. Sometimes there's multiple forwards. Occasionally you can look up and down too. I don't remember being this lost in Myst. But look, bright locations that all look unique, large items like this tray stay in frame to give you some point of reference. Also, 90s adventure game designers. Not being able to find very small objects in your compressed JPEG isn't a puzzle. Wait, is that car rematerializing? Guess even with 4 discs you still have to compress all this video. There's no satisfaction in accidentally dragging the cursor across that one pixel that's supposed to be a bullet. But investigating a crime scene is a good idea. Looking for evidence is a good idea. But it's been done better. And when you're using Sierra Adventures as examples of better gameplay design, you know you've messed up. Things are hard to find, and if you don't believe me, ask the developers because they included a feature that completely bypasses this nonsense. Click on this Insight button enough times and you'll be taken to where you need to go. You better use that. I mean, look how dark it is here. Even the torch is useless. But it's okay, because you'll forget all about how hard it is to actually move around the game when the action sequences start.
Where's the backup?
I called Seattle PD SWAT boys. They're on the way.
Oh, we should wait.
I say we get this over with. Surveillance reported that Smolnikov entered the building alone.
You were saying?
After you.
For pinpoint accuracy, and it gives you literally no time. This is unacceptable. The PlayStation had a mouse and you're forcing me to slowly move the crosshair with the D-pad. The only way to get through these sequences is to move the crosshair to where the target is going to be next before it arrives.
Don't do that.
Without question, the game over screens are the best I've ever seen though. Watching Wilmore be arrested for executing NPCs is something they didn't have to include, but they did.
Don't do that.
You can have your badge taken away for arresting NPCs.
I really can't believe I'm having to do this. After 5 years at the Bureau, you should know better. I need your badge and gun.
She was loitering. Choose the wrong dialogue option, or just not being fast enough. This one where you have to be identified by her bones is hilarious though.
Yeah. It's him. Thank you.
But it does mean that there's one part of the game you're going to get very accustomed to navigating. Save early, save often. This game was definitely copying Sierra's homework. It's not always clear where to go. Sometimes you're wondering about trying to trigger the next scene only for my Scully sense to tell me to go to bed. How was I supposed to know to do that? Maybe because all the NPCs have gone home? Alright, so by the time we find Moulder and Scully, the real plot is revealed. It's aliens. Don't sound so shocked, but they're doing the thing, so you don't need any computer graphics or prosthetics or anything like that. This is very X-Filesy, but I've lost interest. I spent 8 hours checking my emails that mean nothing and walking around in circles.
Jeez, man, do I know you?
Cable guy. You alright?
No.
What's the matter?
My foot's gone to sleep.
Agent Wilmore, FBI.
Funny, I took you for a spook.
The PDA and phone could have been used to solve loads of puzzles, but you primarily use it for fast travel. You can put name and license plates into the database, but more often than not it just reveals that what you're looking for is restricted. Use the phone in a purposeful way maybe once, and blink and you'll miss the time the camera is needed. Shame, because this would have been more inventive adventuring than pixel hunting. Putting Moulder and Scully in the game means you can put them all over the promotional material, and the back of the box. You track them down for the showdown with the Thing, and suddenly the game expects you to navigate quickly and shoot bad guys at the same time. It's like Doom, if Doom was just Polaroids that tried to murder you. I thought I was going to have to surrender, but then it came to me. A bright light beamed into my mind, and everything became clear. I had the insight.
Well, let's hope this works.
Wait, no, it's not what it looks like. So despite all this, I don't actually hate this game. I like what it tried to do. There's the occasional glimmer of what might have been. The crime lab guy should have been in it more. And the lone gunman put on a good show.
Box on your desktop. And all those are equipped for full duplex video conferencing, though nobody ever uses it. So we just looked you up in the Peekaboo white pages, which list the DNS entry and IP address of every Peekaboo equipped machine in the country. Pretty straightforward, really.
The interaction with Moulder felt like it could have been in the TV series, and it's unique in the sense that it's an outdated TV show in an outdated genre with FMV which was cutting edge for all of about 3 seconds. But they tried. Effort was put into this, and despite all its flaws, I'm glad I played it. With a few modern gameplay choices, it could have been good. The truth is out there. You just have to get through the first 3 discs to find it.
What's the matter with you?